Welcome to the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast, episode 212. On this show, we showcase gun reviews, gear, and anything else the gun enthusiast may be looking for. We strive to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. I'm your host, Chad Wallace from the Firearms Radio Network, your source for broadcasts for shooters, hunters, and all things firearms related. In this show, we're going to be discussing the XTech pistol training gloves and some handguns Zane doesn't care about. So tonight on the podcast, we have pretty much the usual. We have Zane,
the Motley
Rob,
Crew,
and Tony. So let's see who's not muted. Everybody, Rob, what'd you do in guns this week?
Oh, baby, we had a good time this week. I finally got my my Vortex replacement scope in for my my Ruger Precision Rifle in 308, which I really love. That's the gun that I got that 3-inch group at 500 yards. And I went ahead and mounted it, and I was going to take it to the range, but then I had some family come down, and I said, okay, I'm the type when I sight in my scope, I'll take literally 3 or 4 hours to sight it in because I'll fire a few rounds, wait a little bit, fire a few more rounds, and just kind of, not get in any hurry. And I just don't like doing that with family or friends or anybody because you get to the range, I want to have them shoot, not just mess around and watch me try to sight in a gun. So I said, I stopped the range trip. I'll probably do that next weekend, get it good and sight it in and ready to have some fun with that long range rifle because I got that and I got the Vortex Precision Max springs and then a nice torque wrench to make sure everything's torqued down. Because conversely to popular belief, you just don't want to torque down the rings of a scope. You want to torque them to the appropriate foot-pound or inch-pound or whatever they call that in the European system. But you want to make sure they're torqued down properly rather than just crank them down because then you can actually bend the scope housing. But Saturday I did actually participate in a webinar for self-defense laws, and that was actually really good. This one put on by Bronca, the Law of Self-Defense.
That sounds pretty interesting, actually.
It was a 6-hour seminar, and it was really good.
Jesus, I don't know about sitting behind a computer for 6 hours, but hey.
Well, I mean, it was, I hooked the computer up to my TV, and I was able to get up. And he took a break every hour or so, to get up and, get a coffee or a Coke or whatever, and, just take 5. But no, that was a really good
I gotcha.
Seminar.
I gotcha. What about you, Tony?
Our first meet and greet of the year at Range 14, Sean and I. So we had some people come out for that. That was awesome. It was cold. I was already sick. I was outside. It was like 19 degrees. I stayed out for 45 minutes and went, hey, you guys can play amongst yourselves. And I went back in. We had hot cocoa. We had snacks. It was fun. Yesterday, I went down to Philly, again, still being sick, but I went to Philly to support Maj Toure with his Black Lives Matter in Philly, and I dropped him off some 2A4E t-shirts, which, of course, no longer going to be made, or at least those aren't going to be made. So I dropped that off. So that's what I've done. Oh, and I forgot. Rob donated Adam's Arms Upper. It's a piston-driven upper for the diversity shoots. This is going to be used to introduce people to the AR-15 family of rifles. Plus, it's different enough being piston-driven that someone who's never shot a piston-driven firearm will get introduced to this. I had Sean do the lower build for me. I'm waiting on the fixed stock to come from. I got a Magpul fixed stock, and I'll be taking this to the range tomorrow with a temporary stock. But
that looks
I want to get some rounds to it. It's lighter than I thought it would be, which is pretty cool because I thought it'd be really front end heavy being a piston driven one. It doesn't seem that way. I'll throw the stock on it, see how it handles. And I also have the Habu. Wow. Mine went blank to what this. Oh, charging handle. Whew. I went 0 with the words right there. Terminology. The Habu charging handle. So I'm going to be checking that out at the range too. Rebel Ammunition was cool enough to give that to us.
What did you going to do for sights on that thing?
I don't need no stinking sights. No, I have yeah. It's what's Walking Dead. I don't need sights on the AR.
There you go.
I have Holosun. Holosun had donated some red dots that I'm going to be reviewing, and I'm going to use the red dot on it.
Good choice. Good choice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be a sexy gun.
Oh yeah.
It's like a 503. It's the one that uses a solar panel.
Yeah, one of the ones
So
with
it
the
works all the time.
solar battery. Yep.
Yep.
Combo. Yep. Well, Zane, I guess it's your turn.
Well, I was on another show this week. I was on This Week in Guns Wednesday. That's always fun to get on those guys. I ordered a stripped lower to start a build, and this build is
whoa.
yeah.
What's the stripped lower thing?
All right.
Wait a second here.
So
I saw this on Instagram, and
yes.
I think I may have passed out.
Yes. So, and it's not funny to the listeners right now, but it will become clear why it's funny later in the episode. But about a week and a half ago, I got an email about blemish lowers from New Frontier Armory. They're 9mm carbine lowers. And since I hate all things pistol caliber carbine, I decided, being the open-minded person I am, I said, you know what? Let me build one of these and see what all the hype is about. And maybe my opinion will change. I don't expect that to happen. So I ordered it. Finally came in. I got a lot of parts where I had to set parameters for the build, because if I'm going to build it, it has to be at least as purpose-built as can be for a PCC. So I set certain parameters for the build, how I'm going to do it, and I got most of my parts either on order or in. So I'll update you as it goes, but strip blowers in, a couple of other parts are in. I ordered a couple Glock Happy Sticks for it because it takes the Glock mags.
After what you said about PCCs last week, come on.
Yeah, man. They're still terrible, but we'll see. Maybe my opinion will change. And I'll tell you what, for to be considered a blim lower, I'm kind of impressed with it. I can't find the blemish.
Yeah, I have no idea what their blims are.
I've bought over the years like blim lowers and uppers and stuff. And for the life of me, I have never been able to tell what the blim is unless it's got like a little ding, like where somebody dropped it.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was actually talking to Spike's Tactical one about some of their blemish lowers, and it could be just the offset on the logo was a 1/16 of an inch off.
I think what it is, on the magazine release, there's a spot on the magazine release where it looks like the nitride coating may have dried a little funny. If you hold it just perfect, the light, there's a color differentiation. So maybe that's it. I don't know. But so I'm going to build this, and I want to say that I ordered this long before, whatever, I'll talk about that later. And what else did I do? Oh, I did a, kind of like Rob, I did a webinar, but mine was not on the law of self-defense. Mine was on CQB and using a rifle in close proximity, indoors and things of that nature with some people of an alumni group I'm in. So, but yeah.
Sweet.
Didn't your granddaddy teach you how to shoot? So that's enough to actually know how to use an AR and CQB.
Right. Yeah, I grew up hunting. I've been hunting for years.
Yeah, so that's
stinking
all you
class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell we're instructors and we really get tired of hearing that?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're on to me. Besides being sick, before I got sick, I actually made it to the range to, try some stuff out. Got some. Actually, I didn't bring it in here to show, but got a Polymer 80 G17 frame put together, and I think I did that a while back. But slide came in from Freedom Flag Products and Nevada Cerakote. They did an awesome coating job on it, and got that all shooting and everything. And so we'll have a review of that awesome looking piece of kit here someday. And then, of course, I got sick and canceled the podcast. And so I figure as everybody around here says, I'm patient zero for SHOT Show. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, of course,
Man,
I don't have
the AR-15 podcast.
So glad I'm not going.
the AR-15 podcast was going hard in for you, man. Good man. They did not have kind things to say about you.
The snowflake.
Snowflake.
Yep. The snowflake comment.
Yeah.
Or like the stick flake.
Well, that's my payment since I'm taking patient 0 and I'm staying at the AR-15 JD podcast house, so I can't say too much.
Nah, I wouldn't say anything.
but
give him an upper decker when you leave.
But that's awfully nice of him to let me stay at his place. So I guess the snowflake comments were probably okay, and since I was down dying and don't sound like Barry White like Tony, I guess I probably deserved it.
Yeah. Oh, I take that upper decker thing back too. SHOT Show is in Vegas every year. You might need them next year too.
Exactly. So that's what I did. I guess we'll move into the announcements, which we have something for SHOT Show. There is a Firearms Radio Network SHOT Show meetup. I actually will be there. So, if you really want to meet me, so if there is that one person out there somewhere that wants to meet me, you can show up there and meet me. But also We Like Shooting crew, the AR-15 podcast crew, some gun funny show. We'll be there. I think there's a few more that'll probably be there. I just don't know who they are. That is Wednesday, January 24th at 5:30 at the Flamingo Las Vegas Hotel and Casino. There is an address in the show notes, and there is also a link to the Facebook event. So you can go there and say, hey, I want to be there. Also, I think Grizzly Targets is also hosting us there, putting it on, stuff like that.
Now remember, Chad likes open mouth kisses from strangers when you meet him for the very first time.
No, don't listen to anything Tony says. Bandwidth sponsor is Patriot Patch Co., our buddies over there. There's the new patch for pre-order is the the ammo belted one that says something. Because I'm such a good person, I'm pimping these patches and don't even know what the hell they are. Patch of the Month Club, February's coming up. Get your stuff in. It's kind of a cool design. I don't think it's listed on the site. Yeah.
One thing you guys might want to consider doing, if you're listening to the show, is subscribe to the mailing list that the Patriot Patch Company does, because Jake just ran 2 really good sales this month for extra patches or just blemished patches and the blemished gun safety rule signs, which I picked up some of those. So
so go over to Patriot Patch Co. and sign up for their mailing list so you can hear all about that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I guess we have a listener support program. At least that's what people tell me. You can go to firearmsradio.tv/pledge gun gear review podcast to show your support for us. Or you can just go to firearmsradio.tv/pledge to show your support for other shows. Why you would want to, I don't know, because, as you'll find out later, we make people angry on the show. And what's more fun than making people angry? If you're shopping Amazon...
that's what it sounds like. They need to hear, not what they want to hear, and they'll be okay.
That's your life story.
# truth bombs.
Yeah. If you're shopping Amazon, please use our affiliate link at firearmsradio.tv/Amazon. If you want to donate stuff that you've bought at Black Bag Resources, you can use the code Simon Says Train, and all of it will be donated to Tony and his 2A4E diversity shoot.
Yay.
Go, Tony.
Well, we're still doing the AR-15 build. I still need an upper receiver. Just the upper receiver stripped or not stripped, either or.
What?
But today I was going to go buy it on CDNN. And they informed me they don't ship semi-auto rifle parts to New Jersey.
Oh, jeez.
I'm like, semi-auto rifles are legal in New Jersey. Yeah, we don't send anything there. All right, well, thank you very much. You are a waste of time. And
I don't blame them that much because laws are so mucked up in Jersey and New York and California and a few other places that they just don't want to get in trouble.
well, you know what? They can do what they want to do. There's a million people here with money in their pocket. Somebody else will get the money. That's okay.
Yeah. Rob, you're up.
Yes. Oh, hey, Chad, I do have to know one thing, though. What's it like having to pump all that green gas in your car now?
Oh, that green
I
gas.
knew it was coming.
Oh, nice.
Sorry.
You want to know about the green gas?
I heard none of the cars in Oregon don't work anymore because everybody's pumping green gas in their cars, and it ain't.
The sad part is before this stupid law, and I'll explain to you why this is such a stupid law. Green gas, you could always pump green gas yourself anyway, because diesel was one of the ones that was exempt. Just like if you're riding a motorcycle, you were exempt too, and you could pump your own gas. Okay, well they made this stupid law that the internet freaks out about. It's only in counties that have more than 40,000 people, or less than 40,000 people. So. What? 90%. Yeah, that's how stupid it is. So everywhere I pretty much drive, unless I go hunting, people still pump my gas.
All right.
It's
stupid.
Theory.
I had a theory on this. Is it because you don't want to pump gas because all of us see gas as fossil fuel, but these were animals you played with as a child, and you have a connection. And you just don't see them as fossil fuel. You see them as your farmyard friends. Is that what the problem is?
No, I would rather pump my own gas so I don't have to wait for some explicitive person who's sitting inside going, oh, look, there's 10 cars out there. Maybe I'll go see if they need some gas.
The last time I saw a full service gas station, I think I was like 4 or 5 years old.
Oh, really?
Well, they're not actually.
Come to Jersey.
There's still one in my hometown, but it's just because the guy's old school.
We can't pump gas in Jersey. It's against the law for us to pump our own gas in the state.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that word. That is stupid, beyond stupid.
Jersey and Oregon are pretty much the only ones.
I love it, though, because when you see someone with Jersey plates in Pennsylvania and they're just staring at the pump.
Oh, jeez. Awesome. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like...
Pumping the gas for me, man.
Yeah, you go to Washington or California from here, and you see the same thing, and it's like, what the heck? It's like, do you guys not know? I mean, it's so easy to pump your own gas.
I feel like it's worse
pitiful.
the other way around. Like if I were to, I did not know that about New Jersey until just now, and I did not know that about Oregon until the internet blew up. Yeah. So if I drove into New Jersey, I'd pull into the gas station, get out of my car, and start pumping gas,
and start
probably have some guy come running after me.
Yep.
Screaming.
Exactly.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You're gonna pump the gas station up. Oh my
God! I'm like, hey, cuz, calm down. I've been pumping gas my entire life, since I've been driving. I got this, dude. I don't need a
exactly. I was putting gas in my motorcycle ever since I was like 6. So I think I got this.
But the funny part is
you're Harley and the Davidsons, right?
Here's something else funny. If you're on 95. If you're on 95 or somebody that travels and you see someone from Jersey pull into the gas station and just sit behind the wheel at the pump, just sit there and stare at them and see how long it takes them to figure out they have to get out and put gas in their own car.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Oh, yeah. It's
that
awesome.
Would be epic. Epic stupidity. Yeah. Okay, anyways, back to the show.
Back to Rob.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual co-hosts and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Firearms Radio Network and or their employees. Viewer discretion is advised, and you betcha this is especially true on live shows.
Especially with Rob.
Oh, you're darn right. Yeah. Back to you, Chad.
Yeah, back to me.
Wow. Nice handoff.
I have a quick review for us today, and part of the reason I stuck this third pistol in here that we will talk about later is because of these training gloves, and you'll get the joke eventually. They are the XTech pistol training gloves. We talked about them on one of the shows when they first came out. Well, they were nice enough to send me a pair, and the concept's pretty cool. Basically, they're shooting gloves. and they have hook and loop on them so that you can show people where to put their, fingers for proper placement on the handgun. They're available in 4 sizes: extra small, small, medium, large. So if you have really big hands, I think you might be screwed. I don't even know which size these are. It says in them, these are mediums. They fit me about right. So, which is kind of nice. You can buy them for $29.95. But of course, if you're an instructor and actually want to use them, you might want more than one size because nobody's hands are the same size. I'll go a little bit into how these work. Of course, you can tell the color. They're blue-black. I don't know if they're blue to kind of match like the, blue guns or something, but that's the only color they come in. But they have an elastic cuff, so you can strap it around your wrist and not worry about them coming off like so. Then they have the hook and the loop on the fingers, except they don't have it on your trigger finger, which is probably a good thing. On the inside, there's a small pad of the loop portion of the hook and loop. And on the outside, there is the hooks section. And what it does is, I guess I'm just going to put these damn things on. And that way I can at least show a little better. So when you wrap them around something like a pistol, which because I'm so smart, I didn't grab one. So you get the Gatorade bottle. You can wrap them around and you can latch this Velcro together so you can know where to put your fingers. And then thumb forward grip, you can latch them. The Velcro is not super sticky. You can maybe hear it if you're good. They're designed to do the thumb forward grip. And there is also the hook and loop on the thumbs to help with that, so you know where placement is. I've actually been using these to shoot with pretty much ever since they came in, just because I like them as regular shooting gloves. They're synthetic leather palm, gives a good feel when you're using it. It's a little stretchy back, so when you grab something, they kind of flex a little bit. They have vented fingers, so if it's hot out, you're not going to get super hot in them. I've actually let other people try them out, and they kind of said the same thing. They're kind of a cool idea, but, I don't know if they'd buy them, but they thought the concept was pretty cool. If I remember correctly, and I'm hoping I did, I put them on my daughter, who's 14, and had her kind of show her how to use them, and she didn't really seem to have any problem getting a proper grip with it, but she's probably a little biased since she has shot some. There's a decent video on the XTech site discussing the pistol training gloves. I mean, it's just a quick little video, but as a training aid, they can help some people out, especially if they've have no idea how to put their fingers or stuff, and it gives them a little tactile feedback. They do what they're supposed to do, so I kind of like them. I mean, not so much for teaching people, but just as a decent light set of shooting gloves. So Firearms Insider, 8 key points, claim to fame: gloves to help new pistol shooters with proper finger placement. The target market would be new pistol shooters and firearms trainers. Features and benefits: designed for the thumb forward grip. It's supposed to help promote muscle memory, in quotes there, because we all know that it's more just you.
Because muscles don't have memory.
That's right, because they're not a brain. They're ambidextrous design, so left, right-handed, doesn't matter. Synthetic leather, stretchable polyester on the backside, vented fingers, and they come in different sizes. I couldn't find any reviews or anything. Like I said, they're $29.95. You can get them at XTech Tactical. Our ratings, the pros, teaches a thumb forward grip. They are comfortable. The sizing chart seems to work well that they have. Worked well for me anyway. And there's just enough hook and loop to help with the grip, but not hinder it. The con is there's no large sizes, really large sizes. And you may have to buy more than one pair if you're a trainer. So I gave them a score of 7.5, which is good because for what they do work. And as I like to call them, they are the SIG 320 gloves because they have Velcro so you won't drop it and it won't go off.
I see what you did there.
I like that. I actually was chuckling with the mute button on.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
That's the funny part is, and we are talking about a SIG later, not the 320.
Yes,
It'll be their new 365.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, no, we're not. We're talking about Springfield copy to SIG, but no, we are talking about SIG too.
Well, we're talking about that
Way
too.
to stay up on the notes there, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, show prep, Zane. Show prep.
Yeah.
Zane doesn't do that stuff.
Sure I do.
He just knows that he's going to come on here and talk trash about anything that doesn't say G lock.
That is a complete variation of the truth.
Because he will talk crap about the Glock.
Well,
first up, we're going to get into the product spotlight now because if you guys got questions on those gloves, you can ask them.
They're gloves.
I doubt you do.
Are they warm?
They're not super warm. I mean,
okay. Nope, just asking.
I mean, you could wear, I don't know if I'd want to wear them when it was like 85 degrees outside, but if it's 70, you're not going to burn your hands off, so to speak.
Just wondering.
Just wondering. Well, since we're a little behind, first up in the product spotlight is the Springfield Armory 911 in 380 with an MSRP of $599. Through this, Zane.
Okay, when can we start?
I didn't say nothing yet.
I know. I'm going to have to.
No, I already hate this thing.
Okay. I don't hate this thing. There's a concept I don't like about it. Basically, it's 380. It does come with tritium sights, which I guess is okay. It weighs 12.6 ounces with an empty mag. It's 3.9 inches high. It's a black nitride coated slide. It has a 2.7 inch barrel. Total length is 5.5 inches. It comes with G10 grips, which is kind of cool. Textured front strap, magazine housing. It has an extended ambi thumb safety. It comes with one 6-round flush fit and one 7-round extended magazine. You can get it with different options if you would like. Basically, for those of you who are trying to envision what this is, it is Springfield's copy of the SIG, what is it, the P238?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I think
yes.
They're 380. Yes. Single action, style, I guess, pocket pistol. The one nice thing I'm going to say about this is the SIGs, their safety is super small. It's super hard to get to. By looking at the pictures of this, the safety is larger. I like that better because you could actually probably flip the safety on and off without near as much trouble. Though, besides that, I'm really hoping that Springfield, besides it being a copy, it looks like a decent gun. Springfield's, you either love them, hate them, or don't really care one way or the other. I'm hoping to actually shoot this at range day, just because I'm curious about it. Actually, 2 of the 3 guns we have on here today, I want to shoot at range day, and the Glock is not one of them.
Good man.
So, that's pretty much it. So it's off to you guys now.
All right. Well,
Hey, wait a minute, you forgot about something. This has Springfield's Octo Grip front strap texturing to ensure a secure grip and blah, blah, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
I said it was textured.
But
That's all that matters.
But does it say grip zone? That's what I.
It does
Oh
not.
my God, I don't care about this. This is
So I have. Go ahead. Go ahead, guys.
I don't like this thing mainly because of two words: Springfield Armory.
Okay, well,
that's why I don't like it.
They're not going to take that off the side of the gun.
Well, in Rob's defense, he can just buy the SIG version and be fine with it.
Yeah,
I'll buy the
can.
SIG version because at least SIG knows how to pass laws that aren't going to hose over other gun manufacturers.
There you go.
Okay. So Rob hates everything
like
Springfield makes because of their horrible political decisions. Cool.
Basically, yes.
I'm not going to dog it. I'm just wondering because I contacted them for 2 days in a row and they never called me back and they wouldn't pick up the phone. I wanted to know what holsters work with this. I wanted to know how much their magazines or spare magazines cost. I wanted to know whether the SIG mag worked in them or not. I just wanted some information on the thing and anything else I could think of. And for 2 days, they weren't able to be reached and they wouldn't call me back. So as far as I'm concerned, Springfield is trying to hit every market they can. The AR-15 market is not what it used to be. President Trump came in. Everyone wants to call this the slump Trump. So you have companies like Springfield Armory just doing other things. Some of them I think are stupid, but I think there's a market for this. A lot of people like small guns. Some people want 380s because now suddenly 380s that are small can work because they say the bullet technology is to the point that 380 hollow points will open up now. Because before all you could do with a 380 is get full metal jacket rounds and just poke holes in your target. If the safety's bigger, it's easy to manipulate. That's cool because the safety is really small on those small SIG pistols, subcompacts, 1911s. They're really hard to get to. But for the money and other things, if you just want a pocket pistol, cool. But understand, Browning makes a 380 that's like 80% the size of a regular 1911. Rock Island Armory makes the Baby Rock. There are other places and other things you can go to and get the same 380 in a small, lightweight gun. That's single action 1911 type.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem, though, is when you start shrinking the 1911s, you start to really run into problems. Especially, so even when you just go from a 45 to a 9mm action, you start to run into problems. Just when you go to the 380, it's even more pronounced. Then when you shrink it down to this size, the SIG, it has its share of it's finicky. And I will say I do like the fact that safety's bigger on this one because I've seen, if you don't pin the safety on the SIG down, which I do with any 1911 anyways while I shoot, I've seen a lot of shooters bump it into the safe position during recoil. So I think with this being bigger, it will be easier to pin down to the rear, or to the pin down, I should say. I'm not a fan of tiny 1911 style guns. I think they got too many kinks to work out. I'm going to disagree with you, Tony, on 380 hollow points. I'm still not seeing really good ones. I'm still with the Claude Warner line of thinking. If you're going to carry a 380, carry ball.
Not going to argue with it. Ball's pretty much what the 1911 made its reputation with.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get your penetration at least that way. Expansion doesn't matter if you don't get your penetration.
What are we talking about now?
Yeah, for the jacket,
well,
it's not.
Wow, hey, Zane, dang.
I mean, so I've been told. I don't know. This doesn't. And my whole thinking with it, even if the SIGs are finicky, I just can't see Springfield Armory making this work better than SIG can. So, and I could be wrong. I just don't have a lot of faith in Springfield Armory. So, I don't know.
Understandable. I mean, really is. It's understandable. Again, my thing is you just made a copy of what's already out. Why would I go with yours when I could go with something that already has a track record I can check up on? Already has holster recommendations of holsters out there. Already know the price of other things. If you're and also, here's another thing about 1911s. It's an expert's gun. 1911 is not built for everybody. 1911 is not easy to use if you've not put time in and work in. If you want a 380, there are other 380s you can have that you'd probably be better off using than a 1911.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Like, so I like the dog 1911s, but in all reality, a well-made 1911 is a nice firearm, but it's a professional weapon. It's a lot harder to master it than it is to master a striker-fired gun.
A Glock is way easier to use than the 1911, and nothing changes when you shrink that 1911 down to fit into the palm of your hand. It doesn't get easier to use. Truthfully,
I would say
truthfully, you'll be better off getting yourself a stub-nose revolver comparatively in simplicity of use. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
You're going to do it. I mean, buy what you want. I'm not going to tell
pretty.
you not to.
These little small 380 1911 type looking guns that SIG has made, and now Springfield's making one. They're pretty, but I think most people would be better served with something else.
Now, and here's another thing. I'll go ahead. Either way,
I've already told you all my objection to this particular gun, and it's not because it's 1911. I happen to like 1911s. I own a bunch of them, but I'm done with this gun.
My thing is this: we're to the point now that 9mm can be in the same size package. So,
and SIG kind of proved that because they have their 938 or whatever it is.
39, I think it's called 239.
Yeah, that's the one advantage with these and the SIG, Springfield Armory and the SIG, is because they're actually heavier than some of the double action or striker fired ones, that they actually are more pleasant to shoot. I'm not saying they're not pleasant to shoot, but they're nicer to shoot than, say, like a Ruger LCP that is just super snappy because they weigh nothing. And my guess is that here in 6 months or next year, they'll have the 9mm version of this too. But that's just my guess. So now that
6 months, you can go get a SIG today.
I know. So I guess we killed that horse, or let's see, Springfield Armory, whatever it is. So now we're going to go to what everybody on the internet is either hating or loving.
This gun made the interwebs mad. Oh,
yeah. This is the Glock 19X. The MSRP, as far as I could tell, is $749.
Oh.
But even though they made the internet mad, I'm gonna be nice to it because it's not something I'm gonna.
You want me to go first? Because I talked about this on This Week in Guns.
Yes. And
make go sure first so I can shit all over the.
Bring up the sappy plates too, because that's excellent.
Okay, so
go ahead, Zane.
Everyone is so mad about this gun on the internet. They're like, "Oh, that's not what concealed carriers want. They want the longer barrel and the shorter grip." And you're right in most cases, but this gun wasn't designed for concealed carry in mind. This gun was designed for the military handgun trials. And so when you're carrying a gun strong side in a duty type holster, you have issues when it comes to the barrel length, because the shorter the barrel is, the less room the less space you have to maneuver that gun in before you can clear the holster. So when you're talking wearing full body armor, especially with side sappies, you don't have to bring the gun up as high before you can clear the holster. That's one. This has traditionally been remedied by lowering the holster. That's where we got drop legs from. The problem with that is the lower you go with the holster, the more uncomfortable it gets in a vehicle. When I carry outside the waistband, I carry in a Safari Land with a UBL, Universal Belt, whatever UBL stands for. The Safari Land UBL. I use a mid-rise because I carry a Glock 17. If I went to a low rise, I would have to go to either a Glock 9. I definitely have to take the light off my gun. I'd probably have to end up going to a Glock 19 because it's just not comfortable to sit in a vehicle with a low-rise gun. I also know I cannot clear a 17 from a mid-rise holster with side body armor on. So this gun was not built for concealed carry. This gun's going to be popular with law enforcement. I think a lot of cops that aren't carrying lights are going to dig this because it's going to be much more comfortable to be seated in their cruiser with.
Yeah,
Also,
exactly. And
a lot of cops aren't going to be allowed to modify their mags and put extended base plates on or just throw 17 round mags in a night. And honestly, dudes with big hands can shoot a 17 better than 19. I got little hands. I can shoot a 17, 19 exactly the same. You got big hands, that little bit of extra at the bottom makes a difference.
All right.
It does. And
let's go ahead. This is a duty gun. It was developed for the military as a duty gun. Now, people go, and I've been watching, especially some of the ones that Glock let in on their super little Glock day. So they drank all the Glock Kool-Aid. And they were like, this isn't for you. Well, one, it sounds kind of insulting because, well, maybe if it isn't for us, and maybe if it isn't for concealed carry, you shouldn't have called it an effing Glock 19. Maybe you should have called it something else. And there wouldn't be that confusion.
I'm totally
like a 17X.
I'm totally stealing this from someone else, and I can't remember who, or else I'd give them credit. But someone said they should have called it the Glock 19XI for 1911, just to troll the entire, troll the entire world.
my thing is, it's not a Glock 19. It's a Glock 17 with a short slide. That's what it is.
Should be a 17S, if you will.
You came up with something and you named it wrong. I'm not upset over Glock putting it out at all. It's just another firearm. And the thing is, for all you guys poo-pooing it, go ahead. But if you're smart, you'll get it and stick it in the safe because eventually it's going to disappear and it's going to add collector's value.
I'll tell you where else it's going to be popular is with dudes building these roll and special type guns because when you put a comp on a 17, you no longer have holster compatibility. That's why they build the roll and special-esque guns out of 19s because a comp on a 19 will typically fit in a 34 holster.
So, I mean, there's things. This thing serves a purpose. If you don't dig it, fine. But I just don't. I guess I kind of get the anger at it because someone expected Glock to come up with something innovative. Glock doesn't do innovative. Glock only does evolutions. They don't do revolutionary.
Well, no, they were innovative when they first came up with their original Glock 17.
Yeah, the last time Glock was innovative was 1983.
And people there's some sections of the population that are extremely upset that they took the manual safety off because obviously the military handgun trial version had a manual safety because it was required to. And also, it's worth mentioning also that in that 300-page requirement for the military handgun that I think 4 pistols met the requirements for, and SIG ended up winning the contract that we know. One of the requirements was 17-round capacity. That was written into the requirement. So,
and understand, the military is not cutting edge at all when it comes to firearms development. They are not. They never have been.
They still require a pistol lanyard.
Yeah, they require a pistol
which
lanyard.
This has.
It has it because it was required.
And a safety. At this day and time. When somehow Austria was able to adopt a Glock 17 since the 1980s and hasn't had a problem with it or the need of a safety on it. But that other $200 obviously are the metal sights that they put on there. That's where that extra money comes from.
But when I first saw this show, my first thought was Gaston has to fork over some more alimony money, so he put this gun out there to get some more money for his ex-wife.
There's nothing wrong with the gun. It's just not what people think. And again, if they hadn't named it a 19 and named it something else, maybe it wouldn't be so much trash being thrown on the internet.
Well,
but the 19 is like one of the...
Look at it, though. It's got that flat, dark earth color, so that means it's really cool, right?
Well, that's a special coating that I think...
Yeah.
The coating was... I don't know. I read about it. It was designed for extended use or something.
That was probably in the government contract. Was it needed some sort of finish? It says in the article that it's a PVD finish on the slide.
As somebody that was in during the first
diamond light coating finish on the barrel.
As someone was in during the first Gulf War, when we had woodland camos, and all of a sudden we found ourselves in the desert. We'll eventually come out of the desert, and we might have to spray paint all this crap we've been buying. I don't know, another color besides flat dark earth. Just letting you know, I have no idea why they do this.
That's the thing is, I mean, I understand, and it's not like it changes the price really for what it is.
Nah.
But I'm gonna go with Zane, and if really the market that this is probably going to be a hit with is law enforcement, because you get in and out of a squad car. Now they're running SUVs. You know, a shorter barrel is going to make it more comfortable to get in and out and sit. And even if there is a chance that you have to draw your sidearm while you're sitting down, you're going to clear the holster quicker. I mean, they were probably running lights and stuff, but I would, I'd seriously look into it. If I was in law enforcement, I'd look into one of these and say, okay, it's not what I want for concealed carry. It's not even for what I want just to shoot, but there is a market for it. And of course they're going to release this thing because they spent all this money on it for the training.
Why not?
You got to think Glock probably thought they had the contract wrapped up with the military, because the 4 gun, isn't it 4 or 5 guns that made it all the way through? The 4 or 5 guns that made it was 4 passed all the requirements. So all 4 of them, it came down to who was the cheapest, really, because the 4 guns that made it to the end, with, they made it. So they were tooled up to start producing this. And also, we got to remember the short barrel full length grip is not a new concept. The Colt Commander has been a thing for a while. So, like, that's
all right. Hold on.
I like 19
Commander reference. Hold on.
I like 1911s, and I do not like the Colt Commander.
Yeah, exactly. And who adopted the Colt Commander? Go ahead. Let me know. No one. It has never been adopted.
The commander-sized gun is not a new concept at all.
The commander-sized gun is not a new concept, and it never worked out. It never got picked up by a bunch of people, only by 1911 aficionados, not a bunch of people.
I know some pretty big-name people in the industry who would disagree with you, but...
Yeah, well, I could give a dang about those people. Here's the thing. This is fine. I don't know why everybody was upset about it. Get over yourself. I mean, I kind of understand that under the Glock 19, and it's not. Glock 19 is a concealed carry gun for the most part. That's what almost anyone uses it for. A lot of people use it for duty guns because it's smaller and easier to handle for some people. But my brother, his hand is too big for a Glock 19. So something like this, my brother could actually use. My brother's 6'9", so he's a little bit bigger than the average person. So something like this would be comfortable for him to shoot. Upset? I have no clue why. This thing will sell. If you're smart, you'll buy one because Glock will probably stop making it after a while. And it will just be that thing like the green Glocks, the OD green Glocks that no one sees anymore. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So buy it if you want to buy it. Don't buy it if you don't want to buy it. But when you see it going for $1,500 like 10 years from now, don't be mad.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Now that we all understand pretty much why Glock did this, hopefully people listening will understand, because the internet never will. But that's a different story.
No.
We are on to the new SIG's new introduction, the P365, with an MSRP of $599.99. What this is I guess they're touting it as like a super micro compact is what they're saying. Basically it's striker fired, so we can't yell at them for using a double action only thing like other people. It's a polymer frame, standard SIG stainless finish nitron finish. It does have a rail, striker fired. Overall length.
A proprietary rail.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But it has some sort of rail at least.
Flag on the play.
At
least that doesn't mean it's a bad rail though. Glock's rail is technically proprietary.
I didn't say it. Yeah, so are H&Ks. How'd that work out?
Yeah.
All right, keep rolling.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Point. Touche.
Overall length is only 5.8 inches, so it's not super long. The width, which is what is intriguing people a lot, is it is only 1.06 inches, which is not very wide. When a Glock's like what, 1.25, 1.3 or something? I can't remember exactly. And the height is 4.3 inches, basically 17.8 ounces. It is 10+1 capacity. It's not quite from my understanding, is it's not quite double stack, but it's not single stack either.
It's like a staggered magazine column, like a stack and a half almost.
Yes, and they got it to work. So, or I'm assuming they got it to work. It does have an optional 12-round extended magazine.
Extendos, Joe.
Yeah, extendos.
I'm assuming magazine it's between the size of like a Glock 43 and a Glock 26.
Here it is.
Somewhere between the two.
This is the size of it. Go to your gun shop and pick up a Sky pistol, SCCY. I checked out the measurements. It's the exact same size. Except the Sky is actually skinnier. The Sky is under. It's like right at 1 inch in width.
Sky is a single column magazine, though.
No, it's a double stack. It's a 10 shot.
10 shot.
Short.
This is 10 shot. Sky is only double action only. Sky is half the price of this. But again, it's double action only with like an 8 to 9 pound trigger pull. So if you want to compare sizes, that's the size of it. Everyone's acting like there's some kind of wizard. I'm like, there's already a gun out there that's the exact same size.
It's basically a Smith & Wesson Shield size, correct?
It's smaller than the Shield.
So it's slightly smaller than the Shield.
Yeah.
It is a 10 plus 1 capacity. It does come with night sights if that's your thing.
Mm-hmm. Now, a couple of things. One, I understand where they're coming from because the subcompact thing is great because a lot more people are carrying now. And I know the older I get, the smaller I want my carry gun to be. And I carried a 1911 concealed. So, yeah, that thing gets heavy after a while. But my problem with it all is this. It's not that much smaller than anything else. Get over yourselves. No one's going to die because of the 2/100th of an inch thicker that the Glock is than this.
I don't understand that. Like, everyone's like, you need a tiny. I can still carry a Glock 17 with a TRL-1 on it in South Florida in shorts and a T-shirt. Like, you don't. Yeah, smaller guns are a little more comfortable, sure. Yeah. But Jesus Christ, people, you don't. And when you start, again, going back to the Springfield, when you start making guns teeny tiny, you start to run into feeding issues and reliability issues. This gun could be 100% reliable. I don't know. I haven't played with it yet. I know I've shot 2 rounds out of a Sky. I shot one. I got a jam. I tapped rack, shot another, and handed it back to the owner. So,
But here's another thing. Here's another thing, and you can agree with me, and everybody at home can, because a lot of we all shoot different guns. It's harder to shoot a smaller gun. The smaller they are, the more difficult they are to shoot. Especially the smaller they are, the more difficult they are to shoot accurately. And I'm getting tired of this whole, well, it's a belly gun. Well, how about if the belly gun is the only thing in your hand and you're at the supermarket, now you got to shoot down an aisle because someone's pointing a gun at your kids. I'm just saying, we can talk about real life scenarios that we all see in the news. Everything's not a belly gun distance.
The fact of
just
the matter
because
is,
you have one.
most people's gun is a talisman. Most people are not actually prepared to use their concealed carry firearm. And like you're talking about small guns, everyone wants a small concealable gun. And usually people who come to me and say, I want to find a small concealable gun, it's usually for their wife, and it's usually for her to put in her purse. So there's already about 8 things wrong with that whole scenario. So I don't understand this. It's like with the super light ARs. I don't understand this race to the bottom on the super light ARs, and I don't understand the race to the bottom on the teeny tiny guns.
Well,
are you making fun of me again?
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with a teeny tiny gun as long as you shoot the thing and know what your limitations are. Just buying it, sticking it in your little pocket holster, or worse yet, just dropping it in your pocket.
Oh, geez.
It's just a mistake waiting to happen. You're not good with it. It's harder to shoot than you think it is. It's really great that these people come out, especially before SHOT Show, with all kinds of new guns. And it's cool. It's innovative. It's whatever it is. But it's not groundbreaking. It's not even the direction I'd want to go in. Sorry. But I want a sight radius.
I am looking forward to shooting it at SHOT Show. I'm just, I mean, because it's a smaller gun, I'm just curious about it because small guns sell, and if they're easier to shoot than other small guns, that is always a plus.
And honestly, right now, that's what's selling because,
Concealed
for the
carry.
last 8 years, we had, the big scary Obama in office, and everyone was buying up, quote unquote, assault weapons because he's going to make them illegal. And then Hillary was going to make them illegal. So now, for some reason, no one's concerned about their gun rights right now. So they're not buying that kind of thing.
Even though they should be.
They should be, but they're not.
They should be.
And so the market has shifted more to concealed carry, which I think is awesome. But
the other thing, though,
have to be a race to the bottom.
The other thing is this, though. We're talking about 50-state reciprocity now with concealed carry. So you have a lot more people who want to get that small gun that doesn't get in the way. And of course, even the name says it, 365. They want this to be your EDC that you carry all the time. Because, once that thing gets hot and heavy, some people don't want to take it out of the glove compartment or from under the seat of the car, geniuses. And they want to leave the gun somewhere else. So if you make it small and light enough, they'll take it with them. And let's get into this proprietary rail. Why?
Yeah.
Anyone who's looking for the teeniest, tiniest gun probably ain't sticking anything on the bottom of it anyways. Like there's no, if you need the teeniest, tiniest gun, I don't think you're putting a TRL-1 on that.
Well, I'm wondering because it is SIG. I wonder if they're going to have like a proprietary light that clips on there that
probably.
Yeah, I mean, that's
because that would be the obvious choice to go with their rail, have a little light that, not huge, but say 300 lumens or something. Or
hey, understand that Taurus, didn't they have a light on their curve?
Oh, Jesus, yes.
They had a built. Hey, listen, another bad idea from a company. But I do have to give SIG props that they did call it the 365 instead of the 911. The biggest terrorist attack in the country, and you name your pistol after it. Good job, dum-dums at Springfield. We drop balls all the time at Springfield.
I don't know. The whole teeny tiny gun thing is just. I will say, kind of in a little off topic, but it just popped in my head. It's kind of funny. There was in one of the forums I was in, a guy had a Glock 42. Again, teeny tiny gun, not as small as some of the other ones. So, and dude had a Shield red dot sight milled into the slide and an extended mag and a TRL-6 on it, and I'm like, what are you doing, man?
A project. Here's the thing that I found out with the Glock 43. 43 is a 9mm.
43 is a 9mm. Yep.
It was very uncomfortable for me to shoot. That thinness with a 9mm, it just beat up the web of my hand. It hurt.
Yep.
I shot to 26. I was good with it. Those thin guns, hey man, they don't spread that recoil, so it's right in the web of your hand. It ain't all roses, and understand, we've been saying a smaller gun is harder to shoot. You got to shoot it more to get good at it.
And the 26 and a 43 is the exact same size aside from the width. And it ain't that much thicker. Because I got rid of a 42 in lieu of a 26 because I couldn't shoot. I couldn't shoot it. It's just it hurt. It wasn't fun to shoot.
Right.
And this comes from people that actually shoot the guns. That's my thing. Listen to your favorite YouTuber who might or might not get a check or is just happy to be able to go down to a factory to shoot. Might not be what you want to do. You know what I mean? You might want to go to a place that rents guns and rent one and shoot a few rounds through it before you decide to drop your hard-earned money down because your favorite so-and-so said something. That's all.
Okay. Well,
and understand one more thing. You can't pick your close combat. You can't pick your fight. So just because you say you have a belly gun doesn't mean what the horrible thing that happens to you or may happen to you will be in belly gun distance.
Yeah. Well, now we get to move on to our favorite. I'm always asking people for feedback. Well, we have listener feedback. I'm going to read the first one. I'm going to let Zane read the second one.
I'll read the second one. I would like to read the second one.
But we'll start out. It says, this is 3 stars. It says good, but by nothing's 3R0 or something. Someone needs to realize not everyone needs a mission-specific purpose for their firearms for a vast variety of other reasons. Episode 211 was just brutal, and certain people came off as sounding like elitist. There's a line between funny sarcasm and over-the-top elitism. I expect a certain amount of personal opinion and bias in any review, but that last episode was just painful. Okay.
Zane.
So I think I'm the one
The
who's
thing
supposed to be the elitist.
Elitist,
But
with your
but-
tall.
Oh, you're so
So-
elite. You're elite. You're elitely elite.
Listen, so the most expensive firearm I own is a Colt 6920, which retails for about $800. So I don't know how I'm an elitist. And yes, your firearm should be mission specific if it's a purpose-driven firearm. I come at things. I evaluate everything from a self-defense perspective. I don't shoot guns for fun. I don't go to the range and turn money into noise. When I go to the range, I go with preloaded mags and I shoot drills. I don't go waste ammo. So just understand, for future reference, internets, that my opinion comes from that solely of a self-defense perspective. And if it ain't that, I got no use for it.
All right, understand something. Zane's opinion comes from probably the smallest percentage of shooters out there. And if firearms industry had to depend on Zane's little itty-bitty slice, they would all be out of work. There would be no heritage.
But there would be
no
much
BFR.
less derp on the internet.
No, it wouldn't be. Derp existed before your plastic gun ever came into being. It was called a gun shop counter. And the stupidest stuff you ever heard was said there before it ever made to the internet.
Right, like
before there was an internet,
because they don't make a 46.
Yeah, believe me.
Right.
Before the internet, stupid stuff was being said. I see where the guy was coming from because, I mean, hell, I've actually said that to Zane. Everything's not mission specific. No one has a mare's leg because they want to be a SWAT cop and use it as a point man. They have a mare's leg because it's freaking fun.
Here's the problem, though. A lot of people have a mare's leg and are under the impression that's a great home defense weapon.
People have.
Here he goes. He's starting again.
People have a Taurus judge because they think it's a great home defense weapon.
Yes,
way too many people
true.
spend less time shooting and too much time reading their favorite magazine article or watching a YouTuber. Put some rounds on and take a class. Take whatever gun you take your mare's leg to a class and see how it performs as a self-defense pistol.
Yeah, and pressure test your gear.
But then you're going for the mission specific gear, but unlike and this is this may help some people out. Just okay, Zane doesn't really have a use for a 22. I love 22s because
me too.
They are fun to shoot.
Everybody else but Zane does.
Yeah.
Right, and they still serve a purpose depending on what you want to do. I mean, you can hunt rabbits and stuff with them, but
sure.
But
okay, if it makes
so my whole thing is this, and I've said this before on the show that purpose is nothing else.
Wow,
he's roboting out.
All right, cool. I was wondering if it was just me.
But a roboting? Am I still roboting?
You roboted hard.
No, but that was funny, right? When you tried to explain that, you went all robot.
It must be the NSA got me.
Illuminati.
Oh,
yeah.
Here's the thing too. When it comes to a lot of listeners, and I used to do this all the time. When I go out and I want to buy this new gun, I don't know, Ruger, whatever Remington came out with. I do a Google search for it. Oh, hey, so and so did a review on it. Oh, so and so talked good about it. Yeah, I'm gonna go buy the. Hick got 45. He talked good about this gun. I'm gonna go buy that gun because Hick got 45. Talked good about it. Then you come over to us, and we pretty much give you our honest feedback on stuff, and it's not biased because we're not getting paid by, Remington or Ruger or any of these gun manufacturers. We don't have large ammo contracts, so you're going to get what we want.
We ain't getting paid at all.
And believe me, I'm willing to sell out. You just have to meet my price. Now, my thing is this: if you really want and to look at Zane, you can look him as a wannabe operator. Okay. All right. If you need to insult him, if you need to insult him with the strictness, he's that dude who has all the cool guns and he running drills at the range. That's his thing. I mean, I say don't poo-poo on what Zane does no more than he should poo-poo on what you do. It's just he looks at firearms in a different way. I don't have the cool guy guns. I got a Colt and a couple of Glocks. You got a 12 gauge with reduced recoil loads. You're the coolest kid in the room.
Right,
I mean,
because
the
that's what
room
makes
is
sense
full
for
of
my
stuffed toys.
specific mission.
I'm
Because that is a
I'm gonna
specific
butt in
mission.
here and say that even though we pick on Zane about lots of stuff,
Everything.
Well, yeah, okay, but Zane actually will pick on us about stuff too. The problem is just, I guess
He's wrong.
he doesn't know what to do. He's wrong. Yeah, I guess he's just wrong. So he just has to shut up or something.
Yeah, Zane's wrong. Zane, you're wrong.
You guys are wrong.
Zane has his own opinions, and if you don't agree with him, you don't agree with him. But he's not an
Rob
elitist.
said the disclaimer.
He's not an
The
elitist.
views and opinions.
Yeah.
Hey,
We've seen
listen,
it like every show for the last 5 or 6 shows.
Here's the thing. Zane is not an elitist. He's just incorrect. So the sooner you understand that, the less email we'll get.
Oh, I'm not incorrect.
If anybody wants to come on the show and tell Zane why they think Zane's wrong.
Oh,
hey,
wait a minute. You mean
Zane's full of good information?
I was totally going to go there. No, my information.
You mean one more person?
Yeah.
You mean one more person on the show telling Zane he's wrong?
the woman who left the next review, I was going to invite her onto the show to come talk about things.
Wow, what happened? I forgot.
Are you sure it's a woman?
Yeah, I don't know.
I assumed it was based on the emotional response.
You sexist.
I guess
the thing
assume.
is
You should not assume. No, you should never assume.
I'm going to say that even though Zane might be wrong, he is full of good information if that's the information you're looking for. Like mission-specific purposes.
Yeah. Of course.
Come on. Don't inflate his ego any more than it already is.
I don't know.
This lady guy.
Oh, wow. Okay. Go ahead. Could you read
Okay, Zane. It's all yours.
Yeah. So, 1-star review from Aggie WF. It says, "Howdy," with an exclamation point used completely incorrectly. I'm gonna do it Jeremy Posderick style.
Nice.
Let's see. It says, "I know y'all look for listener feedback, but be careful what you wish for. I gave it a 1-star because of Zane's hard-headedness. PCCs can have a purpose and can be great for different reasons. 1, some people may not want to buy multiple calibers of ammo." Should I address these as we go, or should I just...
No. Read them off and then go back.
Okay. 2, cheaper ammo to shoot than rifle ammo. 3, it may use the same mags as your pistol, so you can, again, buy 1 caliber brand. I think it stems from him being able to barely hold up his shotgun and has to use reduced recoil loads. I will change this to 5-star if Zane says the following lines, and I'm quoting the reviewer here. The following lines must be basically said in order for the review to get changed, and the quotation is that I, Zane of Gun and Gear, this is not my opinion, by the way. I, Zane of the Gun and Gear Review podcast, think pistol caliber carbines are awesome and useful. End quote. You guys are overall fun to listen to. Keep up the good work. So listen, ma'am. Or sir, because I shouldn't assume.
We don't know if it's a lady or a guy.
Right. That's because I shouldn't assume. I forgot. Don't assume.
We already told him that. He doesn't listen to us. You see, IGWF, we can't teach the boy nothing.
Listen, sir and or ma'am and or zer or whatever pronoun you use. First of all, if you would like to debate the usefulness of pistol caliber carbines, I'm sure Chad will send you the link to and to the next hangout, and we can talk about it. But right now, you are an anonymous screen name, okay? So come put your name and your face on the interwebs, and we'll talk about it. 2, my hard-headedness. I ordered a pistol caliber carbine before I even left this. So, and I'm not going to go into the merits as to why they're dumb and to why your points are wrong, because
if they've listened, they already know.
Right, because you're an anonymous screen name. So there's that. Oh, and you know what? I think it's pretty terrible that you're going to say keep up the good work and then give an entire 211 episodes a 1-star rating based on one person's opinion on one episode. But you know what? It's your right to be a terrible person. I didn't take a pay cut over your review.
Okay. Wow. I'm going to address something here because, I'm not keen on the 1-star, but hey, according to iTunes, as long as you get feedback, I think that's all that matters. I understand exactly what this person's saying. I mean, I can understand how some people may not want to buy or maybe can't afford, maybe the PCC is their first so-called rifle in quotation marks. And they have say they have a Glock pistol. Well, now they buy a PCC that uses Glock mags. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Makes sense to me. They don't want to buy multiple calibers of ammo.
You know what's cheaper to shoot than 9mm?
22 long rifle.
Pretty much. That's it.
Interesting.
Okay, so depending on the rifle ammo, yeah, I can see. Plus, you're only buying one type of ammo, so you can buy more at one time and maybe get a better price. There is that.
Wait a minute. Are we debating that Zane is right? Zane is horribly wrong with this.
No, I'm saying this person might be right.
But
I'm saying this person might be right.
The entire industry has pointed out that Zane has his head wedged directly up his buttocks about pistol caliber carbines. I don't know why you even get involved in this. He even has one. So why are you listening to a crazy man?
I'm just trying to help this person out, saying I understand why they made valid points. So hey, I understand. I mean, yeah, like Tony said, we know. Did anybody catch that?
I don't know.
Robot.
Did he die?
Robot.
Dude, that was cool.
Says we're still live.
Yeah, we're still live.
Yeah,
we haven't cut the plug yet. They just
hear me at all?
Yeah, we can now.
Yeah, you're like hitting mister, bro.
Yeah, they just don't.
The entire industry has not decided that I'm wrong. The floods of the industry have decided I'm wrong. The actual people who shoot people in the face for a living have decided that carbines are stupid.
Tony, is Zane right or wrong?
Take it easy, Francis. You work at a sugar plantation. You ain't shooting nobody in the face.
Hey, Tony, is Zane right or wrong?
What's wrong?
Okay,
that's why I said. That's why I said people who shoot people in the face.
Yeah.
What is he right?
3 out of 4 co-hosts say Zane is wrong. Zane, you're wrong.
Well, I want to know what he's wrong about, because you gotta specify. You just asked me if he's wrong or not.
No, he says they're useless and serve no purpose. So that's wrong.
He's wrong on that. Yeah.
Again.
I said they're useless and serve no practical purpose. I didn't say they serve no purpose. I said they serve no practical purpose.
Oh my God, he is freaking smoking crack again. As far as
people
wait. Where's that mute button? Oh, he muted himself.
Yeah, he muted himself. Cool. And as far as people that shoot people in the face, again, smallest percentage of anyone in the military, smallest percentage of anyone on the police force, smallest percentage of anyone on personal security, smallest percentage of anyone who is a contractor. There are more contractors that get rid of garbage or feed people than there are that shoot people in the face. So understand, if you're basing your life on people who shoot people in the face or your gun purchases, that's great. But there are very few people that actually do that, especially for a living.
There's nothing a pistol caliber carbine does that another firearm does not do better. Nothing.
Well, okay.
Wow.
Great. There's nothing a multi-tool does that an entire toolbox can't do better.
Hey, Zane, I just have to ask you this because of the way you worded that. So you're saying a pistol caliber carbine is not better than a pistol?
No.
Really? So how hard was it when you shot that 100 yards with your pistol?
Would it be easier to shoot 100 yards with a pistol or 4 points of contact?
Again, there is a better tool for the job.
I know, but you just said that it wasn't as good, and I'm just comparing, same caliber a pistol to a rifle.
It's not because I can't
not
do
rifle
what I can
caliber.
do with what I need. I can't do what I need a pistol for with a pistol caliber carbine.
Mm-hmm.
I can only do what I need a pistol for with an actual pistol.
Yeah.
If I need a rifle, I need a rifle. And I'm building one. I'm literally building one.
I know you are. That's what makes this so good, is because we know you have all the stuff to build this.
And let's throw this one out there. People that shoot people in the face have been shooting people in the face with pistol caliber carbines since they were invented. Have you ever heard of the Uzi, the MP5, the Thompson Tommy gun, grease gun, all that? People shoot each other in the face and been using it for about 70 years now.
Yeah. And
Pistol
they were
caliber
niche
carbines.
weapons that served niche roles, and they honestly were not very good at what they were used for.
But they actually stood in there for, again, 70 years. And they'll be here 70 years from now. So
the professionals in the community tend to disagree.
So professionals in the community have been wrong before.
Okay,
professionals
Tony.
in the community said 1911s were the bomb. That was still professionals in the community.
Oh, that's true.
They were still professionals in the community.
The point is this, sir and or ma'am. If you would, I'm more than happy to debate pistol caliber carbines with you. I use my real name on the show. I don't use a pseudonym. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, all the things, and we can have a discussion. But as long as you're just a random screen name, I have no desire to even have this conversation.
Yeah, and it was not really cool to actually give us a 1-star review, especially if you enjoy this show. And Zane ain't ever apologizing. Hell, I won't even let him do that. His opinion is his opinion.
I mean, he has a right to his opinion, just like the rest
That's
of
right.
us.
I could agree with the reviewer, but that would just make us both wrong, and I don't want both to.
But ma'am or sir is right. He is hard-headed.
Yeah, part of it's right. Okay, Tony, tell me about this diversity shoot.
Hey, listen, guys, if you want to come to a fun event in New Jersey, we have the Second is for Everyone diversity shoot coming up on February 1st at Gun for Hire Range. If you guys follow me on Instagram or Facebook at Second is for Everyone on Facebook, Simon Says Train on Facebook, or Simon Says Train on Instagram, you saw this huge plaque with all these firearms related industry related symbols and logos on it. That was made by New Jersey Concealment Furniture. Dan actually gave that to us to raffle off at the next diversity shoot. Go check it out. It's really cool. It's going to be one of the raffle items up for grabs on February 1st. We talk about the Second Amendment. We introduce you to Second Amendment groups. Hopefully the NRA, ILA will be there, but I don't know. This is their busy season. But we have Second Amendment groups in New Jersey who are going to be there. We got 200 rental guns for free that day, plus the guns we bring. I'll probably bring my pistol caliber carbine just to have it there because from High Point. So let the haters hate.
Well, Zane won't be there, so.
No, but there are High Point haters out there who just want to hate on High Point, and I love making them shoot it, taking a picture of it, and blackmailing them on the internet. We're going to have a lot of fun. Come out, have a good time, meet real gun owners. If you have a friend that has been questioning whether or not they even want to own a gun or want to shoot a gun or anything like that, bring them out. It's $10. We're going to have food. We're going to have prizes. First 10 people through the door get a goodie bag. We're going to have raffle bags that are about $100 value per. This plaque that we have, it's pretty much a copy of the Aztec sundial, except it has gun industry stuff on it. It can't be sold. It's not being able to be had anywhere but here. So we got some cool stuff. Go to diversityshoot.com if you want to see what our event's like. If you want to listen to our podcast or even donate to our GoFundMe, you can do that. So thanks a lot, guys, as always, for having me on every week and allowing me to talk about this.
No problem, Tony. And now we'll move into the wrap up. So for all you people who want to send us questions, comments, or feedback, and if you want it specifically to Zane, if you send it to gungearreview@gmail.com, I will forward it to Zane so he can get it. Or as he says, you can find it wherever.
At facebook.com/Zane2A.
Exactly.
Right, send it.
Right there.
But for all you other people that just want to comments, feedback, etc., you can send it there. Remember to subscribe and leave us an iTunes review, good or bad, like the people that did this week. Check out all the other shows on the Firearms Radio Network at firearmsradio.tv. Be sure to visit the Firearms Insider for reviews and industry coverage because, well, I will be at SHOT Show next week, so there may or may not be a show. We're not sure. Follow us at Firearms Insider on Instagram and Facebook/Firearms Insider at Facebook. And thanks for listening to the largest pound for pound podcast on the network. And we are out.
Bye, Felicia.
Oh.